get it is if they're already hemophiliacs or have debilitated immune systems and have used dirty drugs, methamphetamine and things that have been cooked up in bathtubs where they can't get the core ingredients, so they have to use other toxic ingredients and don't properly separate off the heavy metals. That then kills the T lymphocytes or weakens them that would normally be able to recognize or fight off the HIV variant. I'm like, how do you know all this? He goes, oh, here's the literature. It's all the doctors, the research scientists, they all know it. My dad was going to school to be a research scientist, top of his class. By high school, he was already at MD Anderson working during the summers. And then, of course, he met my mother. She got pregnant, and he wanted the fast track to just make some money, became a dentist. But the point is that's why he's still into that stuff. He reads all that literature. So that's another reason I know all of this. But this was known a long time ago. Okay, so people look at this government like, oh, it's out of control. Oh, it's corrupt. Folks, there are congressmen that listen to this show. You've heard them talk about how they listen. And they're good people by and large, but they're not even raising enough of a fit about domestic internal checkpoints that are 10th Amendment violators, that are right out of a third world dictatorship, that are dangerous and that are bankrupting our country. You know, they admit that in New York City in the last decade, they've spent more than 20 billion. You heard me right. You can look this up. In 1 year alone, they spent $6 billion on surveillance systems in New York. You think that's just cameras? I saw a report a few years ago where Boston spent $1 billion in 1 year. People won't believe it. Type Boston gets $1 billion for security from Homeland Security. Boston gets $1 billion. And I think it was another article. Some other said, was it Chicago got $2 billion? The point is, folks, $2 billion isn't just the cameras. It's face scanning software, license plate reading. It's microphones. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all over Austin. And finally, about a year ago, I heard KLBJ doing the local news, and they said, oh, yes, federal grants are putting in additional face scanning and license plate reading systems in Austin and gunshot detectors. They're not gunshot detectors. They're microphones. The company that got the grant in Congress that it says they're microphones, and they brag how they can listen to conversations at 200 yards away, how it's run through a digital algorithm, and how now when they're able to get a sample of your voice print, like when you talk into Google, and it's voice identification, you know, when you want to find a website, give me where movies are showing. Where's The Thing showing tonight? And it then tells you, or it then takes you there. They're getting your voice print right there attached to your phone. Now you're walking. It hears you. It goes into an AI system. It's recorded. You think your cell phone can do powerful stuff? What about fake transformer boxes and light poles just jam-packed with it? They announced a year ago they're going to have all of the regular mail delivery USPS driving around with snooper systems grabbing all your data. Again, getting intelligence on you, not because you're bad, but because they're criminals. Oh, the idiot driving the vehicle's a compartmentalized fluoride head. I'm talking about how it's all collated by the super brain AI computers, which they now admit can predict individual activities 93% of the time. They know what you're going to do before you do it 93% of the time because that system's mapped your subconscious decision-making processes. They know when I'm not going to be able to control myself and pull into a steakhouse at 9 o'clock at night because I've been up here working and forgot to eat. They know predictively before I pull into the steakhouse. They know predictively when I break down every few months and pull in and buy a 12-pack of beer. They know it all. Now, is that freedom? But remember all the people in the earlier level of programming, they were saying, oh, this will never happen. That's Big Brother. America's free. We don't have that. And now they're like, okay, yeah, they're listening to us. What's wrong with that? Are you a thought criminal? What do you have to hide? And it's peer pressure. They get TSA, they get cops, they get military and domestic operations. They get them all together. They train them, we're the enemy. They give them examples of the media of it, and they're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, look, the Germans were extremely moral people in Germany pre-Hitler. And he knew how to manipulate them, knew how to give them outside threats, knew how to, just by increments, get them to do more and more, until the point the average German soldier would literally put a gun right to a 2-year-old's head and blow its head off. And I'm telling you, right now on the current track, within 5 to 10 years, or even sooner when they stage a big terror attack, the police will do anything they're told. The courts, and this is the key, listen to me carefully. When tyranny's going on at an early stage, people will deny it because it's scary and they're lazy. They don't want to do anything about it. But when it becomes overt and obvious, a lot of people don't really get into denial. They get into another form of denial. They decide to just shut up and keep quiet and go along with it. Some decide to just try to stay out of it and sit on the fence. Others decided to join with it. Others decide to try to go along with it. And well, maybe I can have some of this power. If you can't beat them, join them. As if you can make a deal with Hitler or the devil or Mao Zedong. Statistically, that's even more dangerous, I found. This system hates its own. Number one threat, they say, returning veterans. Number two, it's not in the documents they give cops, but I've confirmed from my intelligence sources, they say I'm dead on. Cops are actually even higher. The average cop is under total Pentagon surveillance. I mean, you guys literally have got magnifying glasses on you. And they think as you learn about this, you're going to be cowards and watch what you say and do. You've done nothing wrong. You aren't a criminal. Stop acting like you're a criminal. Now, it's illegal that they're listening to everything I do and building databases on me as a citizen. But you know what? At the end of the day, good. I hope all the scum's listening. Because I'm going to sit here and you're going to laugh today, but next week you're going to hear your wife's got stomach cancer at 52. Maybe then you'll go check cancer statistics. Maybe then you'll go read Rockefeller documents, how they did it. Maybe then you'll get angry and realize that your wife being murdered in front of you, or you're going to learn you've got pancreatic cancer next week. I guarantee you there's government people listening right now statistically who are going to be diagnosed with cancer. This isn't some preacher magically doing it. I know statistically there are a lot of you feds listening right now who are compartmentalized who are going to be dead in 3 months. Car wrecks, you name it. But a lot of you have already been soft-killed. A lot of troops that have worked around DU, you're going to be dead soon. And right now you feel like you're part of the system. You feel like, America's good and you're doing a good job and I'm a crazy person. But the key is before you die, you can wake up and wake up others. You understand that? The tripling in the last 20 years, the doubling in the last 10 years of diabetes, cancer doubling, tripling, just death all around us. But it's not the big news item like Herman Cain and all these Democratic operative women saying he grabbed on them. I don't like Herman Cain. I've seen him lie with a straight face and say, I didn't call people that want to audit the Fed dumb, when he's in his book saying it, when he's on radio saying it. And I said, man, that's a good liar. But people that work for Axelrod, people that constantly make these claims as part of a business model, it's a bunch of bull. I mean, I know a lot of men who don't cheat on their wives, but still will flirt with women. I mean, he might have, with some of them said, hey, baby, you're looking good, and then went, control myself. I mean, there's no doubt that might have gone on. But the point is, does that even matter? I mean, when Bill Clinton was settling cases with women that said he raped them, the feminists were defending him. See, it's just a political tool. So no, I can't get up here and talk about things that don't matter and are huge distractions as world government's being announced, as the world economy's imploding today. We got guests coming up on that. And as a total surveillance grid goes in with tens of billions of dollars a year of federal grants. I'm talking billions in major cities. That makes North Korean surveillance. I saw somebody comment and say, we're not worse than North Korea. I'm saying in the respect of surveillance we are. We still have the free speech because we've always exercised it, but now they're trying to take that. Let's go to this short clip from Fox News in the Carolinas. After they admit the microphones are going up around the country, they say, well, even if they are, you'll never know. See, there's that arrogant, in-your-face attitude. Here's that clip.
And we talked to the Deputy Chief of Homeland Security here in Charlotte. He says if the city installed streetlights with surveillance abilities, you would never know. Okay.
Now, let's go ahead and go to a clip from Police State 2000 from 1999. But actually, the news article is from 98. I'm going from memory. It'll be on screen in a moment. Now, I already knew about this and got the purchase order sent to me by an engineer who was involved putting them in. I'll leave it at that. Get a lot of stuff leaked to us. Now we're drowning in it. And he said, They're putting microphones up in lamp posts and in transformers and cameras. And here's the company. And I went and found the company bragging to government that, yeah, we can listen to people 200 yards away. Then the Statesman was forced to report on it, but they said they're gunshot detectors. Of course, they've never used them for gunshot detecting in East Austin when there's gunshots. They're microphones, and they use them to listen to people. And they've been putting them in more and more to where every neighborhood's got them, parks have got them, it's everywhere. So see, they're now just getting ready to tell the slaves. But here's a clip from Police State 2000.
It's not just armor that local law enforcement, from state agencies to local police departments, are getting. No, my friends, it's listening devices. Of course, the excuse is to find the location of gunshots, but the designers openly admit it can also be used to listen to your conversations and triangulate your position. Just consciously think about this for a second. Listening devices. And I almost forgot, in tandem with cameras, all federal funding. Repeat, all federal. Armored personnel carriers, helicopters, foreign troops, practicing with local police, with our military. And in Austin, Texas, and many other cities I've visited, I have noticed that many of the cameras aim into the neighborhoods. I'm not kidding. Time and time again, they are not focused on the highway.
We'll be back with me warning you about EAS and federal checkpoints. Stay with us. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Plant a healthy garden easy and fast with organicaseed.com. Easy because organicaseed.com offers one of the largest online selections of organic, heirloom, non-hybrid, and untreated seeds, as well as tobacco and cotton seeds at low prices. Go to organicaseed.com, spelled O-R-G-A-N-I-C-A, seed.com. Organicaseed.com. Remember, Organica Seed is healthy seed.